So the first thing to note is that the course that we have on offer for sport at our sixth form is a BTEC qualification. Now, what I would suggest that you do before you go on to the next video and after this particular video has finished is that you type in Pearson BTEC Sport Level 3 NQF Extended Certificate, or for short BTEC Sport Extended Certificate. Now, what you'll be able to do is find out the specifics of the BTEC qualification, but Pearson's approach to creating these BTECs after 2015 was to give students an understanding of what it's like to be assessed in the real world. So the idea is to give you a real world approach to learning. Lots of the A-levels have terminal examinations and there aren't assignments as they're going through. The Pearson qualification offers a combination of both, so you have controlled assignments, you have assignments which are done independently, and you've got examinations as well. Now that means that you're assessed in a variety of different ways, and it also means that you can present in a number of different ways. So you can present in giving verbal or online presentations, producing written reports, graphs, posters, carrying out practical demonstrations, carrying out critical analysis of video material. That's the benefit of the Pearson course. There's not just one way of being assessed, and there's not one way of setting out your work. The course that's on offer, there are 4 different units. 3 of them are mandatory, so you'll find a lot of materials online for units 1, 2 and 3, and unit 6 is the one that the department have chosen. So the first unit is anatomy and physiology, and some students decide to combine BTEC sport with biology, and that can be really helpful because as part of the unit 1, what you look at is you look at how the sports industry professionals can support people who are taking part in sport and exercise by concentrating on the physiology and the anatomy and making sure that the dynamics and the functions are being worked appropriately. And the human body is made up of so many different systems that interrelate. So in order to understand how peak performance can be achieved, you need to understand the basics of each particular system and see how they interrelate when exercise is taking place as well. So for example, if an athlete can go from rest to sprinting in a matter of seconds, how does the different systems in the body operate, what different parts of the anatomy are working at terminal capacity, and likewise if you're looking at an endurance athlete, for example, how can they go about continuing for many hours at a time at peak performance. So as part of that, you'll look at skeletal, muscular, cardiovascular, respiratory and energy systems, and that's one of the biggest units. It makes up as a total about a third of your overall course. So that's assessed in an externally assessed exam that's done at the end of year 12. Now, with everything that's gone on with COVID-19, that's still the plan. We haven't heard anything to change that. Obviously, if it does, we'll let students know. That is a mandatory unit. You'll find a lot of information online about that. And as I've said, if you do biology as well, that's a really good unit to study. Unit 2 is about fitness training and programming for health, sport and well-being professionals. Now, a lot of our students decide to take their sports studies further afield. They either do that in a professional capacity, either in a part-time capacity, or in their undergraduate institution of choice. And that unit 2 is really about how coaching and instruction can be used effectively in the sports industry. Now, that is also worth a third of your overall qualification. It's a mandatory unit, but how it's assessed is completely different. So you assess it doing a controlled assessment. So that's an externally assessed examination almost, but what you do is you have all the materials in front of you, and it's done over a period of time. So it's not in the same format as an exam. Unit 3 is the final mandatory unit, but that's internally assessed, and it's worth half the amount of points as the first 2 units. This is on professional development in the sports industry. So it's combining some of the skills from Unit 2 and 1 together. That's an internally assessed module, so you have to provide the materials to your teachers. They will give you feedback and then you act upon that. Unit 6 is the optional unit that OSH have chosen to offer, and the reason why they've chosen to offer sports psychology is because a lot of students again combine sport with psychology, and as a consequence they can utilise their skills from psychology for this unit and vice versa. This, like Unit 3, is internally assessed, so this is done in a range of assignments throughout a period of time, and students have to meet the deadlines that the teachers are setting. That's worth half of the double unit, so it's a single unit course. It's about a sixth of your overall BTEC qualification. How it works in terms of marks: you can get 4 different marks for your extended certificate. So you can get a distinction star, which is the equivalent of an A star at A level. You can get a distinction, which is equivalent to an A. You can get a merit, which is equivalent to a C, and you can get a pass, which is equivalent to an E.
So in BTEC Sport we cover 4 units, and Unit 1 is my personal favourite. We do anatomy and physiology, so you build on the knowledge you would have gained at GCSE, on the different body systems, and then my other favourite course is Unit 6, which is a coursework module, and that's sports psychology, so you learn in depth about how athletes' thinking will affect their overall sports performance, which is really interesting. The extra support you're given is only an email away. If you have any queries or problems with any of your coursework or the subject, you can always email your teacher and they'll be more than happy to help. I personally think that it's my favourite subject. I really enjoy it. All the teachers are so passionate about what they teach, and you can just tell that they really enjoy it as well, which makes you more motivated to do well in the subject.